Hi everyone, today I wanted to go through some solutions for recording teaching lessons on various devices. The video goes through solutions from simplest to complex so that there's hopefully a solution for your technology skill set. Once your videos are created, they can be uploaded to Google Classroom to share with your students. These solutions don't require you to purchase anything if you already have a smartphone or a tablet or even a computer. There may be timestamps on the screen, I can figure it out, or in the description for sure for you to jump to a specific section if necessary. But before we start, it's important to note that there is always a possibility for your videos to be shared beyond your classroom. Because ultimately students can download videos, they can forward links, and all those types of things. So it's really critical that you're considerate of copyright as well as specifically student privacy. To ensure copyright and student safety, here are just some suggestions. First off, never show the face of any student. Don't accidentally pull up Power Teacher, right? Just don't have any images of your students' faces, nor really anything that can identify them like their first or last name, things like their date of birth or their email. The other thing you may want to consider is that your desktop or mobile device to remove any identifying materials from your computer desktop or from your mobile device screen so that those don't make it into the recording. And you may want to even consider putting on a do not disturb on your mobile device if you're working from that. The final thing is on your recordings, you may want to consider not having things like YouTube videos or music or any literary text that may be copyrighted as well. You can always include those in the Google Classroom post with the video itself. So just be aware, those are some things you can do in order to keep your videos safe for your students and also that they don't get taken down by some copyright concerns. So with that all being said, let's get started. To start off with, the simplest way of creating video lessons is to really just use your phone. I would say find a box or a stack of books and use something heavy to keep your phone over an area where you can write. I usually keep the phone on the left side of the writing area just so that it can record in landscape, so that when I put paper or handouts or homework packages or workbooks, I then have the video recording in landscape and I can write on these physical paper packages and the camera can record the particular lesson with the paper and my voice and probably my hands and pen, and then that can be uploaded to Google Classroom. If you want more control of camera placement, you can always get a phone stand and a tripod for your table. Here's kind of a look of a setup. You'll see in this particular setup, the phone is actually in front of the resources where I would sit. This is just so that the phone view matches kind of my field of view when I'm writing on paper. Once these videos are done, share the file to your classes in Google Classroom, and they'll be able to follow along with the packages that they also hopefully are printed off at home. So that's the simplest way to create content for your students. You can also move to more intermediate types of delivering content. We'll start with computer recording. So this is Windows, Mac, even a Chromebook can all use Google Meet. And that is the recommended screen recording software within the G Suite app EPSB recommends. Not only is it good for the asynchronous video recordings that we're talking about, but it can also work for synchronous meetings with colleagues and students live. To screen record, open your lesson files or web pages. For simplicity, we're going to get the screen recorder to record the entire screen. Once all of your files are open up Google Chrome and head to meet.google.com. Once again, just link to the page below. You may be asked to sign in. Once you're done, click the Join or Start a New Meeting button. Give the meeting a name. The name actually isn't really important because you're not sharing this meeting with anyone. I'm going to call it Learn Today for Success Tomorrow. The next screen will check and test your microphone and camera. Students will see you talking if you choose to keep the camera on. However, if you're uncomfortable with students seeing your face, you can disable the camera by clicking the camera button in the preview. Students will then only see your profile picture. I'm going to keep the camera enabled so that you can see the final video. When you're ready, click on the green Join Now button. Do not click on the Present button because it does not have the screen recording option. A pop-up with sharing information will appear. You can close that pop-up because once again, we're not really sharing it with anyone right now. In the bottom right, there's a Present Now button. When you click it, you can select your entire screen or a window. Once again, for simplicity, choose your entire screen. A pop-up will appear with a preview of your screen. This appears so that if you have a 2-monitor setup, you can choose which monitor to present. Click on your screen and then the Share button. A small bar notification will appear at the bottom of the screen, notifying you that a screen is being shared. Click the hide text to remove that notification. When the bottom menu appears, you can turn on captions if you have students such as ESL or ELL students who would benefit from subtitles. To start recording, click the Kebab menu and click Record Meeting. An Ask for Consent pop-up will appear. Click on Accept to start the recording. You can now minimize the screen and start your lesson. Many presentation softwares, such as Microsoft PowerPoint and Google Slides, has a laser pointer mouse feature so that you can direct your audience's attention. If you have a computer with a touch or pen-capable screen, such as Microsoft Surface, you can even annotate the screen while you are recording. When your lesson is done, open the Meet again. In the Kebab menu, click on Stop Recording. A pop-up will appear to confirm ending the recording. The recording will be uploaded to your Google Drive and you'll receive an email when it's ready. Right now, because of capacity, processing is taking over a day, so do plan to wait a little bit. You may choose, instead of using your computer, you may already have an iPad or an Android tablet to use instead. So we also want to go through some of the ways of recording with those devices. If you have an iPad, first check that it is iPad OS 12 or higher, and of course you probably should have an Apple Pencil. If you have these requirements, you can record directly on your iPad. The setting does need to first be enabled in the Settings app, under Control Setting, and into Customize Controls. There you need to scroll to find the screen recording option and then click the plus to enable it in the Control Center. I unfortunately don't have an iPad to demonstrate this with, but we'll link to Apple's support page in the description, and if I can get my hands on an iPad, I might make a follow-up video later. As for recommended apps, if you have a Microsoft 365 subscription, PowerPoint, Word, and OneNote are all available to you. Many teachers in EPSB recommend an app called Notability. It's $12, but it works really well. And if you're hesitant in paying for that app, I personally recommend Metamoji Lite is another alternative. Stay tuned after the next section for a demo of some of these apps. Many of these apps also work on an Android tablet, which I do have. If you have an Android tablet, the Play Store has lots of options for screen recording. I use AZ Screen Recorder for most of my tablet screen recording. It has a floating bubble and notification bar menu, so you can record and share anything presented on the Android tablet screen. Here is a video recorded with AZ Screen Recorder. You can see me present and annotate a PowerPoint presentation in the PowerPoint app. Here is another example of using Metamoji Lite to write on the screen. So we can see the annotation of me just writing some text on the screen. So once again, whether it's an iPad or an Android tablet, once you've created your video, you can go ahead and share that on Google Classroom for your students, and then they'll be able to see whatever you recorded. The very last suggestion I have, this is more for teachers and educators who want a little bit more polish in their videos and are not afraid to learn something new. Open Broadcaster Software Studio, abbreviated OBS Studio, provides tools to compose your video with multiple sources. On the screen is an example of a video composed in OBS. In fact, most of the video capture for this video was done using OBS. If you're interested, the basics are covered in another video, linked in the card above or in the description below. It takes about an afternoon to learn and can really add polish to your videos. I actually use it to record lessons for days I am away from class when classes were actually in session. While it won't necessarily make you a YouTube star, it can be a useful skill to engage your students digitally more effectively. In conclusion, one of the things that I really want to communicate is that these tools are available to deliver instructional content to your students online through Google Classroom or another learning management system. However, it's not only the flashiness or polish of the video that will keep students coming back, but their relationship with their teacher. Whatever your technology aptitude is, It's not about the tech, but the relationships that you have with your students. Whether you make the most basic of videos or the most extravagant of online lessons, the most important part of the video will ultimately be your voice, your face, and your reassurance to your students. Thanks for watching, good luck, and stay safe.